Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. All things Middle Earth here with a video talking about 5 things I think the devs could add to the Rise to War to make it an even better experience for everyone playing the game. We're not going to waste any time here. Let's go ahead and jump right into the list. Again, this is not meant to be a gripe at the devs video. This is hopefully just a place where we can spark some different ideas and conversations about things that we think would be good for the game, maybe things we think that wouldn't be good for the game, because ultimately we have seen the devs are listening. There have been specific things that have been voiced on this channel and other forms of media that have been addressed and have been taken care of. So I think if we keep talking about things and we talk in a respectful and positive way, there's a good chance that things may change or be added that we think would be beneficial. So I wanted to make this video and talk about 5 things. These are in no particular order, and they're just kind of random things that I think could be beneficial, but I'd love to hear what you all think about these things and what ideas you have in the comments below. So let me know, and let's go ahead and get into the list. Number 1 on the list is going to be, we need more events like the Yule Festival. Now, I know it was around Christmas time. That's a big deal for many, and I'm not expecting every event to be at this magnitude. But I think it was a very, very good thing. While the main kind of big rewards on the map that you uncover, I think were a little bit lackluster and underwhelming. I think if we had things like this going on during regular season play, it'd be very cool. So again, I don't know exactly what that looks like, and I don't want it to be a copy and paste of the Yule Festival. But basically, long story short, I think that the Yule Festival is a very good thing and a very good step to adding some more things for players to do while they're doing their other season tasks. So hopefully more events like Yule Festival spread throughout the year through different seasons so players can stay more engaged kind of regardless of what activity level their server is at, because sometimes servers get quiet, there's not a lot to do, people stop playing. So more stuff like this can, I think, help address that a little bit. Number 2 on the list is going to be Matham chests that are available to everyone. Now, I'm not just saying we should keep adding Matham chests because I don't want the game to just become so focused on spending, and I know a lot of it can be looked at like that. But at the end of the day, I think it's in a solid place. I think this is more of a player, important game. So if you have more players, you're going to be successful. It's not really about how much you spend. Obviously, spenders, I think, have a little bit of an advantage. But regardless of that, I think there should be, instead of chests being available from season to season at different points, maybe you could still have that to an extent. I think Matham chests, when they're released or when they're happening, should just be available to everyone, because if you're a brand new player and they add your favorite character to the game in season 4, but you start in season 1, that's a long time to wait to have a chance at even starting to unlock your favorite character. Even now, if you like someone like Thorin Oakenshield, for example, who's available in season 2, if you start in season 1, that's 2 to 3 months before you can even get started on working towards him. Now, obviously, you could just save your Matham coins in season 1 and then go for it in season 2. But I think that's just kind of a lot for certain people. And if you have a favorite character that gets added, you want to at least be able to start working towards them and not just feel like, well, I got to wait X amount of seasons to get that. So I think instead of having chests that unlock as the seasons progress, maybe having some kind of system where they rotate through for just every server that's in the game, so players can kind of get different characters. I know they want new characters to be a exciting thing for a new season, so I'm not sure exactly how that would look. But at the end of the day, just trying to think of those who are coming in new to the game season 1, and they see that they have a favorite character that's 3 or 4 seasons away from them. That could be literally getting close to a year of waiting before you can even start unlocking, and then not to mention they take a long time to unlock depending on what tier character it is. So I don't know, just more Matham chests or commanders more accessible to anyone playing the game, not necessarily gated by season, I think would be interesting to explore. The next thing on the list, number 3, is a quality of life update to the resource tile search feature. Now, obviously, this is a pretty good thing, and we've seen them already update several things on this, adding the neutral camps as an option. I think that's been great, adding the different Heart of a Hero, kind of the searching for bosses, Mysterious Springs, all that's great. But I've found myself a lot having to really meticulously click through and search for a 200 and then search for a 230 and then search for a 260 and so on, and you're clicking through all of them. So if there is a way to select multiple of these, if there was a check mark by wood, stone, or in grain, so you could select what you're searching for and then maybe even select multiple numbers. So I could basically search for any 200 power tile around me 200 on up for any resource. Or maybe I really just need ore and grain. I can select those and I can select 200 on up. I don't think that would be that difficult to figure out, but I think it would just be another really good quality of life thing for the research tile feature. Again, because I am notoriously bad for just kind of scrolling around for a long time and having a hard time finding stuff. Not to mention sometimes stuff takes a minute to render in to see if it's captured or not. So I think if they added that, it would be definitely a win in my book. And speaking on the new update feature for searching for bosses, which I think is a great step for Heart of a Hero, I think number 4 on my list is going to be that we need an update to Heart of a Hero, or we need to add different types of events into that mix. It's very cool every weekend that comes around. You've got these different Balrogs or dragons, but so far the game's been on for 3 months and it's been the exact same the entire time. So I think adding new bosses to fight, maybe rotating between different types of events that are similar, but maybe different alignments have advantages. Where I feel like good has an advantage with the dragons and Balrogs, maybe adding one that maybe evil would have an advantage, where the bosses you're fighting are good themed bosses instead of dragons and Balrogs that are evil themed. So something like that where it would update and make it more interesting depending on what weekend was going on. You have different stuff going on. They unveil a new boss. Maybe every weekend the rewards rotate, adding rewards to the leaderboard for Heart of a Hero, so making it kind of a contest between people on the server, and if you finish in the top 50 or something, maybe you get a gold piece of equipment. I don't know what it would be, but again, it's been the exact same for 3 months. It's enjoyable, or at least a really good way to get gold if you have the proper commanders. But I think if we could add some updates to it, add some new bosses or just different variations of it, I think it'd be very beneficial. And last on my list for today is, I think, kind of a hot topic issue, but I think it's at least worth addressing and starting the conversation of what we want this to look like. But that would be updating the faction population issue. Now, a lot of complaints I hear in this game are people do not like when groups form together and create big groups, and then there's one big power in the server. And I think even those big groups don't necessarily like just wiping everyone out. They want to have an active season. But if it's a feature in the game, I can't exactly blame a group for wanting to play together. We, have had our issues playing this season where just coordinating with different war bands gets really difficult. So sometimes the idea of just being the one group and you have your team to decide is pretty enticing. So I understand where they're coming from. But right now it's a feature in the game. So I don't really want to hold a group of players responsible who just want to play together. I think if the devs want to change that, they need to change what the faction population limit is and how players are allowed to get in there together. Maybe updating to our different seasons, there are just different variations where instead of there being 10 factions, there's only 5 of them, so they're more evenly spread out. Maybe adding a feature where the first time you change factions, it's free, because I know even my group had briefly talked about changing factions, but we have many players who are free to play and weren't going to be able to do that. And so you can sometimes get stuck, or players get stuck, and changing isn't an option. Not to mention changing is really hard if it's too late in the season to catch up with. So there's just a lot with this. I'm not necessarily taking a side on either way. I'm playing with a group that's fairly organized. And so I'm enjoying that side of it. But I know if you're coming in all by yourself to the game, it can be a bit overwhelming. So I think it would at least be good to have that addressed by the devs if they want to adjust it to where it's at least more balanced. I'm not saying they take apart these big groups. I'm not saying they don't allow these big groups to play together, because it's a war game and that's how it works. You have the more people you win, but at least making it so there's some more evenly distributed people in the different factions, however that would look. So I'd be interested in hearing on what all of you think about these ideas, if you think they're good ideas, if you think they're bad ideas, if you think these things are issues at all, and if there are things I didn't mention that you think that need to be added to the game, whether it be a huge update type thing or just a quality of life minor thing that you think would be helpful and help keep players engaged in this game. Because again, if you're enjoying this game, you should definitely care about what things happen to it, because what things happen to it could dictate how long the lifespan is. And I, for one, would like this game to be around for a while. So let me know what you think in the comments below. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in a future video.